Pearl's girl. She rocks my world. Miss Pearl's girl. She rocks my world.
I'm gonna keep it in too. I'm gonna keep it in too. So everybody can hear your singing skills.
Why you play so much? I'm just trying to pass the time.
You
And
was giving a little
playing
interlude.
no interlude. And here you go. Dang, go. Can't even sing a little ditty.
Welcome to the Thoughts in the Glass podcast. I'm Latoya.
I'm Kendra.
And this is a weekly podcast where we give our opinions on a variety of topics.
Yes, so grab your drink, sit back, kick back, love us. Child, I just be saying stuff.
Okay, love us.
Love us. Love watching us. Like I'm just playing. Back, relax, join us for a bunch of laughter, some comedic relief when it comes down to me not remembering shit. Welcome. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time when we drop every Wednesday. And get that in them comments.
Period. So if you're new here, every week we do a drink of the night. So Kendra, what is our drink tonight?
So the drink tonight is a little spin from what we had last week, which we did the chocolate martini. So this week we're doing the caramel salted martini. So how to make it? You just do for one glass, it is 2 ounces of your rum. I never know how to say it. Coda? Ramacoda?
Rumchata?
Rumchata. Come on, if you're gonna tell me something, the rumchata, and then you're gonna get whatever. I found one that was in my local liquor store, but you can get a caramel vodka. 2 ounces of your caramel vodka. You take it in the glass. You're gonna drizzle it with a little bit of caramel. Put your mixture, shake, shake. Put it into your martini glass. And there you have it. So this is the salted caramel martini.
Cheers.
Cheers. It reminds me of
like a Werther's Original.
Yes. Come on, grandma in the back. Church grandma. Let me get that Werther's up off you.
It's also like something cinnamon that I taste too.
Yeah, I think it's the
or like a ginger. There's something spicy.
Yeah, I think it's the rum. That rum kind of gives you the.
Is it spice rum?
I don't think so.
Okay, anyway, I like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The rum shada.
So, how was your week?
Oh, my week was good. Y'all now. I told you I'd be working out.
Are you feeling good?
I'm feeling good about it. I like the fact that my trainer is like really mixing it up. So now that the weather's breaking, he's talking about, oh yeah, I can't wait. We're about to go hiking. Well, sir. And so then we're leaving class, and he's like, oh, by the way, go ahead and get y'all some boxing gloves because I'm really about to turn this up.
Wow.
I said boxing gloves.
I like it though.
It
gives you some variety.
It does. It gives me a lot of variety, and it doesn't. Again, I have to reiterate: not having to think when you go to the gym is one of the luxuries in life. If you want to work out, that you definitely need. Having to figure out what you're going to be working on, how it takes the worry out of something in your life, because once you have to start thinking about stuff, how you get in there, this, that, and the fourth, it makes it too convoluted. Yeah. To show up with just your water, your gloves, and the things that you need to work out with, baby, I'm set to go.
Yeah.
So that we have Jayla's birthday is today.
Oh, happy birthday, Jayla.
My baby is 15.
Wow.
So we're going to dinner as a family. And so let me tell you something. And I know I ranted about this. I brought this up last time about my perfect day and these children of mine. But she has I explained to her, you cannot have all of these things for your 15th birthday, and the next year you're turning 16, and you're thinking you're going to top it because the things
Mm.
that you want to do are 16th birthday.
Like they're big things.
They're big things.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, so I want to just do stuff as a family tonight, for my birthday,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then I want to go to Cheesecake Factory
Mm-hmm.
for my birthday with 8 friends. Ma'am, you wanted to cut that number down. And the thing is, this is how I feel, and I'm like, I remember going to like growing up and going to someone's birthday and having your own little money,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But it's really for like when you're going, like if y'all go to the mall or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all went to dinner, the parents usually took care of dinner,
Right.
and I'm like, I'm not paying for 80 of your friends that you barely talk to,
Right.
or because you want to be social, the socialite or socialite of your school,
Of your friends. Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then she wants to, it's this interactive museum that she wants to go to, which is fine, but I'm trying to explain that whatever we do, that means there has to be someone driving to these places.
Yeah.
So let's be
And
realistic.
paying for and organizing and coordinating and all of that. Yeah.
So this weekend we're going to be doing some things for her birthday. We're going to the Cheesecake Factory, and whoever's seen the Cheesecake Factory,
that's one of my favorite restaurants.
that lady was.
I
First of all, the
love
lady was like,
cheesecake.
"I am too good for the Cheesecake Factory," and then she got dragged on the internet because she looked like that's exactly where she belonged.
Well,
But
preference. Everybody can have their own preference, and
Yeah.
if you don't like it, you just don't like it. But
I don't even think it was that she didn't like it. It was the fact that he was taking her on a date,
mm,
and she did, and she.
the Cheesecake Factory is a nice date. That's a nice date.
I think people, you know what? I will continue to stand on this hill or die on this hill. The internet has distorted people's reality.
Absolutely.
Like that lady was like, "Oh, he sent me $30 for lunch." $30 is a lot of money for lunch.
I mean, for just you.
I'm going somewhere and I have drinks in a 4-course meal. First of all,
For lunch,
just on a regular day, on a random. First of all, lunch usually is going to run you about 15.
Yeah.
Even if you go to like a Chick-fil-A, and that's if you get large everything.
Even if we went out for lunch recently, and I don't think it was more than. Do you remember how much it was?
I don't. Because we did have cocktails, but you're not.
But
doing that.
even with the cocktails, I don't think it was more than like $100 for
Right.
the both of us.
For the both of us, and that's the thing. So, but if I asked D the other day, I was like, "Can I get some lunch money?" And he's like, "How much you need?" I'm like, "Whatever." My favorite line. "Whatever you think I deserve." That let me know a lot. Whatever you think I deserve. So he gave me $40. $40 left me the whole week.
Yeah.
What
But
you
I guess
getting?
it just depends on what you're gonna have for lunch. Like if it's just like Subway, $40
But
could last the whole
even-
week. But like if it's, you know,
But even if someone's sending you out of their hard-earned money $30,
okay, but
Because
I guess
they wanna be-
consider like if we were going to Capitol Grill for lunch.
but he doesn't know what you're doing for
Yeah.
lunch. He said he's trying to get into your space.
Yeah, yeah.
And he has your number. He's like, "I'm going to send you some money for lunch." And he sends you $30. To me, any logical person that's like, "Oh, I'm going to run out and grab some lunch," you're probably going to go to the cafe. You're going
Or
to
even
go
if you do go to a fancy
somewhere
restaurant, why
quick.
you can't just put the 30 with
whatever you were
because,
already going to spend.
like when we went out to lunch, we were already prepared to spend whatever we was going to spend. So if my dude gives me something
A little
additional
extra.
towards that, so now instead of paying $50, I only had to pay $20 because you gave me 30.
Or
Yeah.
you just paid for 2 extra drinks that I wasn't going to get.
I maybe didn't have the budget to have, but now I can.
So it's like, be freaking grateful that somebody. I can go on for days,
Mm-hmm.
but gratitude be my
Mhm.
biggest thing.
Mhm.
And I think for my daughter, happy birthday again. Be gracious and grateful that your mother is not in the same space that she was. Be grateful that your mother's partner who has stepped in
Mm-hmm.
as a father figure is willing to go above and beyond to make sure that your day is special, and just be grateful for that. And I'm not going to say that my children aren't grateful, but I think sometimes as kids we get a little bit and then we keep grasping for more.
Yeah.
And sometimes the more and the pressure that we are put on that is put on us as parents to rise to the occasion, which is our own doing. It ain't nothing that the kids are doing, because as a child you're gonna try to get whatever you can get anyway. So it's some self-reflection that we have to do. But it's like, don't make me feel bad when I tell you no for your birthday.
Yeah.
So anyway, before all that said, we got a lot of shit to be doing this week.
My week this week, the beginning of the week has been pretty chill. Over the weekend though, what did I do? So I went to book club.
Okay, I was book club.
That it was fun. That's kind of one of my favorite things to do.
Fun.
We meet up once a month, and so this past book club, we did the book we were reading was Miss Pearlie's Girls.
Okay.
I don't remember the author's name. Sorry, guys. I'll put it in the comment. Well, let me look it up real quick because I'm gonna give you guys bad information.
Miss Pearlie's Girls, she rocks my world. Miss Pearlie's Girls, she rocks my world.
I'm gonna keep it in too. I'm gonna keep it in too. So everybody can hear your singing skills.
Why you play so much? I'm just trying to pass the time.
You was giving a little interlude.
And here you go. Daggone. Can't even sing a little Eddie. Dang.
So Miss Pearlie's Girls is by Rashonda Tate. So that was our book for the month. It was actually really good. Okay, well, I enjoyed it, but one thing I will say about it is, I know we talked about Tyler Perry a couple weeks ago. This book is very much like the book form of any of his movies. So if you've ever seen any of Tyler Perry's movies, this book is
a telenovela. There you go.
No,
For
not,
the black.
Not exactly, but
Okay.
I guess you could call it that. But it has all of the cliche arcs in it. So, anything you can think of, it has it in. I don't want to spoil it for anybody that's going to read it, but I will tell you a little bit about it just because this is something that you can read off the back of the book. But it's basically about a family dynamic. There's the matriarch of the family. She gets very sick, and as she gets sick, her girls, these sisters, have to come together and face a lot of secrets that have been brewing within the family that nobody has ever addressed. But now that mom's real sick and could possibly be on her deathbed, now we have to come together and things are starting to come out. And it is their mom's, wish that they would all come together. And the mom is saying, if it is these secrets that are keeping you all from having that sisterly bond, then
let's go ahead and
let's air everything out.
Right.
And let's address it so that, because basically she's saying, I don't want to leave here and you all not have, the connection to family.
Right.
So you basically go on a journey with them as they kind of expose these secrets and they air out their dirty laundry, and they, either reconnect or they decide, hey, what you did was just way too crazy and I'm not able to reconnect with you.
Right. And
so it's a bit of a roller coaster, but I enjoyed it. Some of the stuff is kind of predictable because, like I said, if you've ever seen any Tyler Perry movie, it kind of has that same flow to it. So when you hear certain things, you're kind of like, okay, I know what's about to happen.
Right.
So it was a little predictable, but it was a fun read. It was a good read. It's Women's History Month, so it was a female author, Black female author. Nice. So we love to support that.
Yes.
And the book for this month is Never Lie by Frida McFadden.
Okay, maybe I need to get into it.
Yeah, Never Lie by Frida McFadden. She's also a female author, not Black, but her books are also too kind of like soap opera-ish. This one is a suspense, is a murder mystery suspense. So I'm excited for that. And outside of book club, just on my own, I've been getting into the Danger family series. So the first book is Tempted by Danger by India Carter.
Okay.
She's also a Black woman author.
Okay.
Now this one is erotica.
Oh God.
But it's so good. It's so good. I'm not gonna spoil it for anybody that is gonna read it, but I highly recommend. Um, Tempted by Danger. There's a little BDSM theme throughout. It's not given 50 Shades of Grey, but there's some undertones of BDSM. Uh, it was just a great book, really good, really well written. I am very particular about my intimate scenes when I'm reading erotica. I don't like anything. Paint a picture for me, you know, help me really get into it. Don't just tell me, oh, he stuck this and that.
Right. Right.
Really make it, I just feel like reel me in with the words.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I'm reading in the first place.
Right.
Like, if you're just going to tell me, if you're just going to be real basic with it, then what's the point of me reading a book?
Right.
So, and this author, India, she does that. So, love that. Highly recommend it. If you guys are reading and if you're going to read any of the books I mentioned, definitely hop in the comments or DM us. If you want to have deeper conversations about books, I'm here for it. Like I said, book club, we do a book a month, and then I do my own reading outside of book club. Also, if you have any recommendations, I love a good fantasy read. So if anybody has any fantasy recommendations, definitely send those my way. What about you?
So I haven't really been able to read any books, but one of the authors that I really like, and I read all of hers. It was she had a book called The Cartel.
I've heard of The Cartel. Yeah,
her husband is Jacquees, but she has a bunch of books on her own. So I've read all of, like, she has the Prada Plan, book 1 and 2, and then this other one called Butterfly. So it's a few of them.
So wait a minute, I think I've read these. What was? Refresh my memory, because I feel like
asking me for a lot now.
Well, no, because I feel like I read the Cartel series, but I just don't.
Okay, so the Cartel,
what it was about.
So it was the Murder Mamas, and they were a part of the Cartel. So one of the ladies' name, Mia Moore was her name.
Okay,
and I'm trying to remember. They had a sister named Breeze. Anyway, basically they were into the cartelish, but black cartel, and they were kind of just doing a bunch of stuff. They ended up going over to Las Vegas.
So I didn't read that, but what was Butterfly about?
So Butterfly was basically about this young lady named Morgan, and she was she had gone through a lot of stuff in her youth, and then she ended up getting married after this guy that she really 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 loved ended up dying. So she was like, she didn't want to ever fall in love that hard again. So she got married with a respectable gentleman, whatever. Then I can't remember how it happened, but somebody from her past jumped back into her life. Girl, she started having this affair. And I love, as much as I be saying I don't like when blacks be.
I was just getting ready to say.
This is I am a conundrum of things. Okay?
You don't like the mess, but you like the mess.
I like the mess when I'm reading it.
Okay.
But I don't like to see it.
Okay.
Okay, because then in my mind I can visually morph it into these are words on the page.
Right.
I can morph words on the page however I want to. Somebody can describe how somebody looks, but depending on, like you say, tall with dark hair, this, that, and the fourth, I'm going to envision what I think tall, dark, and handsome looks like.
Yeah.
Somebody else's envision of that is going to be something different.
Yeah.
But one of her books and I don't remember it fully, the entire book, but I know, like I said, she's a really good writer. But one of the ones that we just talking about, The Cartel, that series, when I say it interludes so many other books of theirs.
Okay, cool.
So I mentioned the Murder Mamas. They have a book just on the Murder Mamas.
Wow.
It's 3 of them. So I can't remember the other 2 ladies, but Mia Moore. Let me tell you why I remember this. Tangent. My ex, because I was reading this book while we were dating, and he was like, oh, you just think you Mia Moore, you died in the first chapter. And I'm like, first of all, read the book before you start comparing me to anybody, because you are not Diamond.
Okay.
You wash cars and live at home. Baby.
I've got to read this because I don't get any of the references.
You got to listen. Because
I need to put it on my list.
The Diamond family were a mafia family that sold cocaine. I love a good drug story. And so Mia Moore, so the Murder Mamas were 3 friends who lured men and robbed them.
Wow.
And killed them. So they were setting up one of the Diamond family sons to rob and kill, right? But I can't remember exactly how it happened, but it didn't end up happening that way. Or she met him, kind of did that whole fall in love kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. End up like going into the family. But the Murder Mom was like, it's a whole book on like some of the stuff that they've gone through. Mia Moore ended up getting kidnapped. It goes to Mexico. They talk about up in DC. They talk about all type of stuff. So it is a really good book. It's not, so the first one is The Cartel. They talk about the tales of the Murder Mamas. The last chapter is Diamond Forever, La Bella Mafia. It's so many books that tie into this one family.
Okay.
It's like it's a good getaway, kind of like, girl.
Yeah.
And what? And who?
I don't really like urban fiction, but I'm gonna get into it.
Shoot 'em up, Joe.
Yeah.
Child.
Do you like urban fiction? Is that your genre?
That is
your
my
go-to genre?
And I also read the 50 Shades.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed 50 Shades, but I'm gonna tell you what, my 50 Shades was not white.
In your mind, he was white.
Black.
Really?
Because that made it for me. Don't choke me up. Send me to the red room. So, yeah, that's what I appreciate about books, because even if they do the full description, you can still change your imagination to whatever you want it to be. It's kind of different to do that when you watch a movie or see a TV show, because that's the character.
Yep.
So, because then they have The Coldest Winter. Like, I think those were what like started us into the urban.
Okay, so that's what I read. That was by her, Ashley Antoinette. Moth to a Flame.
Yes,
that's also by her. Okay. Because I was like, man, that sounds so familiar. Well, so then, yeah, I would recommend Moth to a Flame. I read it. I liked it. It was very well written. The only thing is, I'm not a big urban fiction girl. So certain things, to me, I don't get, it doesn't intrigue me to hear about drug life. And I think the reason is because, not to say that I'm close to it, but like I have seen and I know some people who have been negatively affected by that. You know, I've known some guys who hustled and, you know, really got the fast money, and then their life took a downward spiral.
That plummet is serious.
Or they get locked up, or you know what I mean. They're you know, their families are hugely impacted by that, you know? So for me, because I've seen that in real life, it's hard to...
It's not a dramatization for you.
Yeah. And it's really hard to, like, put it into an imaginary world. Yeah. And think...
Because you can put somebody there.
Yeah, and follow these characters. I guess it's I don't want to say it's traumatizing. Yeah. But it kind of... I don't know, maybe it just highlights the reality of, I know people who this has, maybe not specifically, but very closely have lived this life.
Yeah, just a few degrees removed from.
Yeah, and so it's not a glamorous fiction to me. It's like, this happens to people. Yeah. And it's not cute. It's not pretty. Like, you know... I still will read it, but it's just sometimes it's hard to get into it.
If it definitely brings up, because there are books that I won't read because it brings up those traumatic stuff that I won't watch. I won't still watch stuff about things happening to children, especially like children die and stuff like that. I don't watch those.
Yeah.
As we go into this year of that's in 2 years we're gonna be 40.
Yeah. I don't know. That's I done told you about that.
No, no, I done told you about. I have just come to terms with being able to say it out loud.
Okay.
What does it mean? So we have gone through, and we've had side conversations about things that
Mm-hmm,
we've gone
mm-hmm.
through, and being able to hold ourselves accountable for our own actions. I think we've just we haven't gone super deep into a lot of stuff in our own lives, but I think that we've tried to be vulnerable
Mm-hmm.
with our community, just kind of where we are, things that we've gone through, and things like that. So, what for you? What does it mean to live in your truth?
Mm. I guess authenticity.
Okay.
Uh,
And so a lot of people say that. Like, oh, you gotta, be authentic. Be
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what does that mean for you? To be authentic means to what?
That's a good question. I think to be authentic for me means that to a certain extent, the same thing that I would do in private, I would do in public.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, certain things aren't for every scenario, aren't for every situation,
Correct.
but as far as just generally how I carry myself,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, or at least the goal is not to be one person at home and around my friends and then to be a different person in different settings. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would hope that, I guess what I'm trying to say is just having integrity. I would
Mm-hmm.
hope that at the core, the person I am is the same at home, at work, around friends.
Right.
I may
There might be
slightly
stiff.
switch it up
Mm-hmm.
just because of the environment. Like
Right.
at work, obviously, I'm a little bit more professional,
Yeah.
but my goal is that my the basis of my personality is the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not wearing a mask or trying to
Mm-hmm.
present
Mm-hmm.
this
Mm-hmm.
person that is not true to who I am
Right.
for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Like I am who I am. I think another thing that I try to do is, and I've said this to you before, anything that I say, even if I'm telling you something and it's a secret or I don't want it to, I'm saying it to you, not wanting it to get out to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
However, when I speak whatever I speak on, it's a possibility that that information could get out.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I always try to keep in the back of my mind, if whatever I'm saying were to get into the audience that it was not intended for, could I still stand on it?
Right.
I try to make sure that that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
If we talking about somebody and I'm saying something unsavory, it's not my intention for that information to get to that person. But if it does, I meant what I said.
Yeah.
I didn't mean for you to hear that because maybe you're not ready to receive that information.
Right. Or maybe it wasn't said in the way that it was meant for you to hear.
But I said what I said.
Right. Because I may say, and this is just unjust. Nah, don't be thinking nothing. But if I'm like, oh, he gets on my, like, I'm talking about my spouse or something like that, and I'm like, he done pissed me off. I can't stand his ass. He didn't do this, that, and the fourth. But I'm not going to say that to him.
Right.
I may say what you did just really bothered me.
Exactly.
And it's the presentation. I may present it in a raw way to my confidant, but when I'm speaking to that person, it may come off different. Now, if you are having a conversation with somebody and I'm like, oh girl, I was talking to such and such, and she said it in the raw way, or she can't stand you or overheard, But hey, yes, that's what I said, but I would have said it to you in a different way.
Exactly. Yeah. So and if that comes back to me like, oh, so yeah, Kendra said you said this. I did.
Yeah.
I didn't mean for that to get out.
Yeah.
But I'm not so anything that I say, I try to say it, in that way.
Yeah.
Of I'm not gonna say something about somebody that if that person were to confront me, I have to now lie and say I didn't say that.
Right. Nah, that's what I said.
Even if I tell you, girl, don't tell nobody this. I know in my mind there's a chance that the information could get out. So then if the information gets out, then I have to say, look, I'm sorry that you heard that. I'm sorry that it came across your desk. But that was my feeling.
Right.
That's whatever I said, that was how I felt in that moment.
Yeah.
So I think for me, that's living in my truth.
Mm-hmm.
Like having integrity,
Mm-hmm.
being authentic, making sure that at the core, I am the same person throughout.
Yeah.
I'm not drastically switching it up and changing it up, or I'm not doing anything that would put me in a place where I don't feel like I can take accountability for my actions.
Yeah.
Whatever I do, I have to be able to take accountability for that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
did that thing that wasn't, even if I do something that it's not good, I still want to be able to say, I shouldn't have done it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was upset, I was angry, you know, or I wasn't thinking, or whatever the case may be. But I'm not going to lie about me.
Yeah.
To me, that's what living in your truth means. Like,
Yeah.
it's no reason. I don't have any reason to lie about me.
Right.
If I've done something unsavory, I got to own up to that.
Yeah.
And it just is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And I second everything you said. I'll just add on, for me, having children, also living in my truth is allowing people to understand that I make mistakes, and apologizing, not just to adults, but to anyone, even when it comes to children, people, human beings that you have done wrong by because of the way that you've perceived it that wasn't supposed to be perceived that way, because you were not just having a bad day. And then also, if I've done something wrong, I was wrong.
Yeah.
It's nothing to backpedal or say, well, because of this or because of you, I did. No, I did this at this situation because that's what I knew. Was it wrong? Yes, but as it's a twofold, because if you don't know any better, then that's what you're going to do. But maturity and living for me, it's like, okay, I need to revisit and say, you know what, I was wrong for the way I handled that. If I was more educated, if I was better understanding, if I knew more about myself, I would have handled it in a different way. Yeah. So I know that what I've done has hurt you, and I have to hold myself accountable for what I did in that circumstance that caused our relationship, or that whatever happened, to then be fractured. In my relationship, we talked about the fractures and that happened. And I went to Miss Kev on Stage, and Kev on Stages, I have their book, Marriage Be Hard. So we went to one of their, when they came to DC, we went to the, what is it called? The book signing.
The book tour, yeah. The book signing.
Yes, we went to they had their book tour, and they signed the books and stuff. But one of the things that they said is, like, little stuff in your relationship will fracture things, and you don't know it's fractured it until years later, and those fractures become galleys of pitfalls because you didn't even know that was a fracture, right? And a lot of times you have to revisit those fractures to kind of understand why you went on these paths, and apologize for some of those things. So it may not completely fix things, because now we've journeyed down years. But the awesome part about growing is saying, but I'm not that person anymore.
Yeah.
So for me, I mimic everything that you said. I just add on for myself is learning to apologize and not make excuses for why that happened, and saying, you know what, I was wrong, and I'm more educated, and I can realize you might have been in a different space knowing that I was wrong and saying it, but where my maturity was, where my mindset was, what I was exposed to, it didn't seem that way. And so that
it's a lot of accountability in living in your truth. Because on the flip side of that, I feel like you have those people that will say, well, I am who I am. I'm living in my truth. Or I'm just a mean person. Or I'm just this. I'm just that. Like, that to me, that is not.
That's an excuse.
Yeah, it's not living in your truth. It is making excuses for bad behavior. But you have those people that are, well, my mouth just wild. I don't know what to tell you.
But the moment you be wild back, it's like, why would you talk to me like that?
Or not even that, but then I see you in different settings, and you know how to control it at work.
Yeah.
You know how to control it when you at court in front of a judge.
Right.
So
Right.
is that how you are, or is that just what you want other people to accept from you? You don't want to take accountability for the
Right.
negative behavior, and so you use that excuse. Well, accept me for who I am. I'm living in my truth.
And what I've come to realize is that a lot of times with that is it's easier to stay in bad behavior than to do better and then falter.
Mm.
Because once you falter, it's like, well, I told you, it's like I don't want to.
You feel like you don't have any grace. You
I
feel
don't
like you
I
don't
don't
have
want
any
to be called
grace.
out. So
Yeah.
I don't want to fail. So I'm gonna stay here. So if
Mhm.
I move forward and start doing better and I have a relapse, I don't want to be called out. So instead
Mhm.
of me failing, I'm just not going to move from this posture. But a lot of times what I think that people don't realize, part of moving forward and falling back, it allows you to understand what triggers you. It allows you to give other people grace. Sometimes, and I say this all the time, you go through things not for you.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's because you're the stronger person for when someone weaker is going through the same thing, that you can encourage them out.
Yeah.
It's the
And,
question.
and I mean, you're absolutely right. It boils down to people don't want to do the work.
Yeah.
If I
It's
change, I
hard.
gotta work to change. I have to do the mental, emotional work to
And
change
hold
to be a
myself
better person.
accountable.
And I don't want to do it. I
Yeah.
don't feel like doing it.
Right.
So
And them
everybody,
scabs.
yeah, and so I just want everybody to accept this negative, toxic behavior because I'm not ready to do the work to change.
Right. So in that, with doing the work and saying we've talked about how therapy works for us and um, things like that in your life currently, because I think we do
Mm-hmm.
this as we go on and we see things. What have you what generational curses have you broken, and which ones are you trying to break?
Mm. Have I broken? That's a good one. I don't know if I've really thought about what generational curses I have broken. I would say, not to put my family out there like that, but I would
We
say
were all vulnerable here, family. I'm sorry, because our walks help somebody else.
that's true. I would say for me, not having to fall back on my parents.
Mm.
Um, and
Mhm.
I don't necessarily know if that's a generational curse. I don't, and some people may feel like, well, that's not a bad thing if you have to fall back on your parents. And it may not be for some, but
Mhm.
I have just witnessed in my own personal life, you know, adults kind of going out and venturing out on their own, things not really working out the way they thought it would, and then
Mhm.
having to rely on their parents for something, whether it
Mhm.
be to move back in, whether it be to
Mhm.
help with
Mhm.
something,
Mhm.
something of the sort.
Mhm.
And I think I just have worked really hard to put myself in a position where I don't have to rely back on my parents.
Mhm.
You know, like I know for my mom, if needed be, she would do whatever she had to
Mhm.
do.
Mhm.
But for me, I feel like I don't even want to put you in that situation.
Right.
So let me set my life up in a way where if one thing doesn't go right for me, I don't have to call you.
Right.
I have some backup. I have some safety measures in place for myself
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
if I'm calling my mom, it's gotten really bad.
Yeah.
If I'm calling my mom, I'm at completely rock
Right.
bottom.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like, and I don't foresee that happening.
Mhm.
I hope that, or I believe that I've done enough to put things in place where that would not happen.
Yeah.
And so I feel like that would be one of the things that I've done,
Mhm.
and hopefully the generation after me can see that and say, okay, we're gonna keep building on
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
The curses that I'm trying to actively break now
Mhm.
is um children having a voice.
Okay.
And even though I don't have any biological kids,
Mhm.
I have kids in my family. We're
Mhm.
around kids.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so when it comes to me, they have a voice.
Yeah.
I'm close with all of my cousins.
Mhm.
And I think because I create a space where they can come to me about anything at any age, and I'm not gonna be like, stay in a child place. So what you talking about? Like, it's I never dismiss them in that way.
Yes.
I'm always like, even with the youngest ones, I'm like, okay, tell me what's going on.
Right.
What do you think about it? Or if they hear something and they want to speak on it, I can't get mad if a child is in earshot and we're having an adult conversation and they have an opinion. I can't get mad at that child for having an opinion.
Right.
I shouldn't have been having that conversation in front of them.
Right.
When I grew up, it was, you don't have stay in a child's place. You can't speak on this. Even though I may not have been invited into the conversation, you all are talking about something in my vicinity.
Right.
As a child, it's not for me to know. I haven't developed fully enough to know that it's inappropriate for me to be a part of the conversation.
Right.
The adults have to teach me that.
Right.
But I don't think the way to teach it is to say, sit down and be quiet. You don't have anything to say at all. I think the way to teach it is, first of all, I've received this information, so at least hear me out.
Right.
And then after you hear me out, then you can explain, well, so I wasn't talking to you.
Right. However,
me and Dad were talking.
Right.
I understand your opinion.
Right.
This isn't, appropriate or, whatever the case may be.
Right.
But just like, I just feel like allow kids to have a voice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they are mini humans. They're developing, they are taking in their environment, developing their own opinions on things. And I feel like when we shut that down, we're stunting a life that, like, we don't know.
They learn late.
Yeah, or we don't know what implications that could have when that child turns 30 and they're not speaking up at work, or they're not, taking initiative, and they're not doing it. But okay, when they were 6.
No, I definitely agree. I think for me, but having my own kids, one of the things that I try to do is have real conversations. And in those real conversations, limit the amount of time that they waste time with people who are not investing in them.
Ooh, okay.
And so when we have these conversations with their friends and things like that, because of their friends' maturity, of course, they're not going to be able to be the type of friends that they need, right? But having the conversation to say, hey, this person cannot really be your friend if they're treating you like this. Or don't be so pressed to be around somebody, because growing up, when you get older, and I used to hear this, oh, this person's not going to be your friend. But just moving, not just saying that, but moving giving a little bit more context. I'm a big proponent of give your damn kids the context behind it.
Yeah.
Because you can say one thing, be specific in why you're saying that. That person is not going to be your friend because they are jealous of you.
Yeah.
These are the things that I see of why they're being jealous of you. So that even if they continue to be that person's friend, they have the mustard seed that says, okay, when I'm approaching and I'm around somebody that's showing me these type of characteristics, I gotta bounce. I remember, for me, seeing all of the grand things that my parents did, but not understanding the background of it. And I am a proponent of give them the background. So not everything, I'm not going to go fully in depth into everything, but when I have a conversation, I didn't realize until I was in my late 20s that my parents had a different dynamic than what I thought. Because I have I admit to this, I have a very warped sense of, a very warped sense of what a relationship was. Never saw my parents argue. Never wanted for anything. It was like sunshine and rainbows until I got pregnant, right? And so as a child, causing a little bit of, not necessarily like big blowout arguments and things like that, but strife in between my parents, because telling my mother one thing and she not telling my father immediately. I'm like, so growing up now, I know that people can impact your relationship. And so, but now me having that conversation with the girls and having that, to what level they need to have the conversation. So when I'm talking to them and I'm like, hey, you can't tell everybody everything, because there are people that are jealous. Like, just being fully exposed in what you know, so that as they get older, they not locked up in somebody's refrigerator because that friend was so jealous.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm, and I don't even know if this is a generational curse, but I'm breaking the curse of silence.
Yeah.
I want to tell you what's going on. I want to tell you from where I am, and this is one of the things that Janae kind of brought up to me. She's like, "Mom, you only been this your first time being 35.
Right.
This your first time being 30." And I'm like, "This your first time being 17, 18. So you think you know?" And we all went through this, right? We think that we know, but I don't even just want to say you think you know, but you don't. I want to tell you why you don't.
Yeah.
Fall on your own sword to tell someone this is what I went through. This is what happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I did this person wrong. And this is what I learned from it. And I'm trying to prevent you from doing the same thing. Because for you, this situation might work out. But when I did it, it did not.
Mm-hmm.
Or with the situation that I did, and you looking at me like, oh, it worked out for you. And then when you do it, don't work out, you don't understand. People are different. And have that real conversation and say people are different. These are examples of how I did fall. I don't beat my kids. I
Mm.
stopped doing that a while ago. The girls hate it.
Really?
Because I used to beat them. And as I've
So
gotten,
you
I
stopped with
stopped.
Jonathan.
I stopped. I was like, because this is the thing. I'm going to beat you. When you grow up and become a beater, then what?
Right.
Or why he beating on people? Well, he got beat.
Mm-hmm.
He saw his sisters get beat.
Mm-hmm.
What you might not got punched in the face, but they got beat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not teaching that. I'm teaching you need to pull yourself together, have a seat, have a conversation. Let's move from there. And start taking stuff away.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we go to we're working, our boss is not gonna beat us. What do?
We lose privileges. Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what you need to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything don't
Like
gotta
your
be
actions have consequences.
your actions has
Mm-hmm.
consequences.
So, are you here for it? Guns in the home,
Um,
especially you have kids. So,
yes and no.
okay.
Okay, so yes, because my son's dad is a gun enthusiast. He was in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And so he started them very young on gun safety.
Okay.
That's what he started off with. Now, if that is what you're going to do, you you have to start with gun safety,
Mm-hmm.
not just for your anyone else in your home, but for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Knowing what you need to do, knowing the laws, knowing how you need to take care of things. I would hope, because I have been licensed to carry a weapon,
Mm-hmm.
but I would hope to never have to use it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think my biggest thing is that adolescence of kids knowing
And being curious.
and being too curious.
Mm-hmm.
So if it don't need to be out, don't have it out.
Yeah.
I don't even think have it somewhere that they don't even think to even look.
Right.
Not in your closet, because kids be up in everything.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say locked, I mean lock down. Don't forget to take. Like there's no reason unless you're going to the range to take your gun out. Go to the range, come back, put it away.
But okay, if it's fully locked down, what about like home safety? Like, so somebody breaks into your house and you got to get through 3 layers of locks to get to your gun.
I think when I say lock down, that means you need if it's like a thumbprint, something that cannot be
Girl,
easily done. I'm serious.
and I understand
because if somebody busts into my house, I can go pew.
But that to get something like that, that's high end technology. That's very expensive.
And if you are willing to spend the money that they spend on my life is very expensive.
Okay.
If we're talking about your kids are very expensive.
That's true. So priceless.
It's exactly. So you're going to go to the top of the top to make sure that your home is safe, your kids are safe with the ability to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to do that, it's no need to have that in your home because you're opening up the door of the possibilities. And it ain't just the possibilities of you can teach gun safety, but you have these kids who have the gun safety, who went out and did the hunting and all of the things, and then go through a psychological break and feel like that's the only way out.
Yeah.
So it's not just about the little adolescent kids. It's about those other children who you teach all of the things, who do the gun safety, who hunt with everybody, and who do all, and then they go to school and they get bullied. And then they feel like, okay, well, I know how to use this gun.
Yeah.
I know how to do the things. I know how to take the safety off.
Right.
I know how to. Okay, so we need to lock this.
I agree. I do. I am. I mean, I feel like you. It's complicated. It's not just a easy answer for me. We do have guns in the home. They are locked up. And a part of and all of us, I mean, I don't have any little kids in the house, so it's a little bit different. But we all have been to the range. Me, my husband, my stepdaughter. Me and my husband have been trained. You know what I mean? My stepdaughter, she hasn't gone through any training, but we have taught her like this is how you use it, et cetera, et cetera. We've been to the range, things like that. And my brother too has been to the range, so we understand. You know, and they are locked up. But one of the conversations that we've had around it is, and I think my husband feels the most strongly about it. I don't so much, because I feel like if somebody comes into the house, I don't know if my brain will instantly go to get the gun.
No.
I think I would be in
shock.
And I would be thinking, how do I get out of this situation alive? I don't think I would go to,
let me grab my weapon.
Yeah, like
it's everybody's very much so different.
Yeah, but I think for him, I think his brain instantly goes to, I got something for that ass.
Right.
But I also feel like, he's very much a protector. So I think he may have some other things that are weighing on him of like, okay, if somebody comes in, I have my wife in here, I have my daughter in here, I got my brother-in-law in here. I think he may be taking on the responsibility of, it's my job to at least try to protect my family, right? But I think for him, I think he would like for things to be a little bit more accessible, because we've had this conversation where he's like, man, somebody come in here right now, I gotta spend 45 seconds taking the lock off the thing to get the thing, and the bullets is in a different place, I gotta go get those and run back. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, it sucks that you would have to do all of that, but I'd rather you have to do all of that than, like you said, it'd be easily accessible, and now we have an accidental discharge on our hands. Like, I just hope and pray that we are never confronted with that type of situation.
Yeah.
But it does. I mean, I do get his point, and it does make me think about, when we say, home defense, what do we really mean? If we're in a space where our home defense system is even almost inaccessible to the people in the house, does it really defend us?
But this is the thing that I think that we as civilians are not prepared for. You can have, if you are already equipped with that, if you're already fully prepared for that, you will know how to do all of the things in the
moment.
Because if you think about it, we just going to do a quick hypothetical, right? You have, because I have like my Ring doorbell.
That's true.
I have cameras, all the things.
True.
Unless somebody is a professional, it's going to take them time to do a lot of things.
Yeah. Because
they don't know where everyone is.
Right.
Unless they have the laser of, okay, we know everybody.
Oh, they've been watching us for a while.
But not even that. Even if they've been watching, they don't know how the household layout is.
Right.
So they don't know if tonight y'all stayed up late.
Right.
You don't know if somebody's in the basement. So if you've practiced, like when they used to say, practice the fire drill, how you gonna get out the house if it's a fire, most people be like, I'm gonna just be, I don't know, right?
It's interesting that you say that, because we have an emergency action plan. Now, this is all him, because you know me.
You gonna be like this. Well,
all right.
I love y'all.
You know me.
It's been
But
real.
he literally, we have an emergency action plan. That
Right.
he was like, okay, so if this happened, this is what I want y'all to do. Now, I want y'all to practice it. Like,
Yes, but that's a part of it. So if you know, let's say you have the things that you need in different locations.
mm-hmm.
Everybody has a job.
True.
So if you're saying, hey, that's why I said it could be accessible things, but it's going to cost you.
Right.
So if you have something that's a fingerprint and it's going to take, you got to put your fingerprint, and it takes a little time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, while I'm doing this, I need you to go pick up this. But it's a team effort.
Yeah.
Everybody can't, like, it can't fall on one person.
Yeah.
For me, in my household, and the way I'm thinking is, it's not to protect in the way of I'm going to eliminate the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Mine would be more so I'm going to give my family more time to get to where they need to go.
Okay.
So if that means me sacrificing myself
Mm.
for that person to kind of be discombobulated,
Mm-hmm.
because any average person, this is God forbid, God forbid,
mm-hmm.
if something happens, if they do something to me, knock me out, shoot me, they need to deal with me before they can deal with anything else.
Yeah.
And if my kids be like, if you gone, we gone. So sister, because I'm not staying here without you. But I'm like, if they hear something, it's your responsibility. Now the only thing is, because the boys are upstairs with me, y'all gotta go. Y'all have windows. Y'all are close enough where y'all can get where y'all need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Go call for help. That's your first instinct.
That's your job.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
But your job is to be alive, so that if you need to protect your siblings, that's your job. Yeah. My job is to do all of the other things. Now, when I'm at Dee's house,
mm-hmm.
I'm like, what we doing if somebody
What's the plan?
What's the plan? Because I don't know. I'm you.
So when you with him, you're a damsel in distress.
Listen, when I'm with him, I'm like, oh Lord. He came in the house the other day, and he very rarely, unless we're like going to bed,
mm-hmm.
puts the chain on the door.
Mm-hmm.
He walk out the door. After like maybe 5 minutes later, I'm putting that chain on the door,
mm-hmm.
right? And in my mind, I'm not thinking like, well, he has to come back in.
Right.
So I put the chain on the door, and then I hear him with the key, and I'm rushing to take the chain. He's like, well, if you want to put the chain, you want to show you where the gun is? Because it sounds like it's key.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I know where it is, but I don't want to have to use it. I want to live.
So that's how I feel. And we've never had to use our emergency plan before, but we've been scared. Like a couple years ago, Halloween, like after, this was maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning, somebody was banging hard on the door, and we looked at the camera, and somebody's at the door with a mask on, but it looked like a fully grown man. It may have been a teenager, but it looked like a grown man. And so, the dog is barking, first of all, and we jump up out of our sleep. He looks at the camera, and he's like, nah, I don't know what's going on, but I ain't playing with it. So like you said, we did kind of have time to formulate, like, all right, boom, 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 this is what I want you to do. Go ahead, go there. Anyway, the person ended up going away, but I feel like he was ready. He was ready.
He already had. Do your job. All I'm asking you to do is do your job. I got it from here.
Yeah. So if anybody getting any ideas, we ready over here. We ready.
Listen, didn't I tell you we was doomsday prepping? Tony be faking, but she gonna be out here.
Listen,
she got a job.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The ass has been getting me through. Okay, listen, he doing all of that. We gonna be doing some. What you say? He getting ready to threat. We gonna be. Okay. There, I will definitely do my part. I will definitely do my part.
Let me help you bring down the anxiety.
Exactly.
Oh, that is so funny. But yeah, so but what I do believe, especially for just people in general, I think everyone should know how to use a weapon.
Yes.
Just in case you're ever in that position where you may not have it, but I'm telling you, as of now, life be happening.
Yeah.
People getting robbed, robbing store. Like, know how to use something.
Because it may be a situation where you don't have guns in the house, but the other person brings it.
Yeah, and
if you get a chance to get it out their hand and you don't know how to use it,
they're gonna be like, well, the safety's still on. It also stop you from taking someone else's life, because you could put that safety on and eliminate the threat in that way. So, but yeah, so that was another good episode.
Yeah,
we've been knocking them out for y'all. So, thank you again for hanging out with the TNG gals.
Period.
And make sure you get down in those comments. Let us know what books you are reading, any other Black authors that you have been kind of enticed with some of their writing, how they're doing things.
If y'all got topics that y'all want to discuss, we're still taking recommendations. We're still taking topics. At the end of the day, we're trying to make this a community. Like, we want to talk about the things that y'all want to hear about.
Yeah.
Y'all in the group chat, so throw the topics out there. Give us some feedback. Let us know what y'all want to hear, what y'all want to discuss. We open to all of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and engage with us. Don't be shy.
Hit us up on Instagram.
Yeah. Thoughts in the Glass. At Thoughts in the Glass.
At Thoughts in the Glass. And with that, we say,
I'll drink to that.
I'll drink to that. I'll be y'all. Night.